Welcome to the Javier Mendez podcast. We are back with Javier in Las Vegas at the super duper special training camp. You got two guys fighting for championship belts, one defending, one going for it. And you get other guys on the card as well. How's camp going so far?
This is my first week. Monday. Things are going good. Yesterday was yesterday was the first day for sparring that I watched spar. Islam was on point. Umar was good. Tahir was good. So those are the three guys that are fighting. We were good. It was good. Very good sparring. Of course, there's 2.5 weeks to go, but everything, everybody's healthy, and was as running the team, and I'm just on the mentor category. I do work the guys still, don't get me wrong, but I don't do as much work as I used to. But my role is more of a mentor to him and telling them certain things that are happening and help the team, with fight strategies and, taking care of themselves and, certain things that we should do and certain shouldn't do. I'm very much, still part of the team, probably will always be part of the team, but my roles have diminished slightly.
There's just so many people and so many cooks in the kitchen, but you're like, it's okay. I'll add my garnishing. That makes sense.
Well, the thing of it is, if you want your guys to grow, you can't always be in the top position. If you want your guys to take over the mantle and be able to get their own life experiences as a coach, you got to let them lead, and you can't be the leader all the time. So I come in and I fill in where I need to fill in. If he says, I need you here, then I'm there. If he says, I need you there, then I'm there. If there's something I need to say, I can say. I mean, I'm ultimately in control, but it's best to let somebody else lead that wants to lead, that's qualified to lead. And there's nobody, in my opinion, more qualified to lead than Khabib. He's the best leader for these guys to have. And I'm mentoring him on some of the things that we should look at, things we need to improve on, things we don't need to improve on. Those are the kind of things that I'm there for, just those little tiny things that I mentioned that can actually make the difference, in how somebody approaches. And just my presence alone, because my experience speaks volumes for how long I've been in the business, and my mind's still sharp when it comes to MMA fighting.
You have years and decades and decades and decades of experience. So that's quite invaluable. And there's not another guy down the street. There's no second version of you. So no, everything kind of flows. So You've had, I saw Mighty Mouse came in and trained for a minute. They look like he had a good time. I don't know if you saw that there. He put a video out on that. And I think Henry Cejudo dropped by too.
Yeah, they dropped by for a day. I wasn't there when they were there. Mighty Mouse came in. He did something for his YouTube, and I guess it got pretty good numbers. I saw a little bit of it, and it was like over 1.3 million views in a very short period of time. So Team Khabib, it's like always, it's gold when it comes to YouTube videos and just videos in general. People, it's a must-watch TV with Khabib because he's so funny. He's very charismatic. And he always likes putting people in bad spots. It's pretty cool.
Islam was having fun poking at him. He goes, "What belt do you have?" He goes, "I have a gold belt instead of a black belt." But yeah, they're always ready for it. It gave me camera envy. I'm like, man, I wish I was there with my camera again. Those were the days when I'm heading off to go overseas. But yeah, I remember once I saw him get that video, I go, "Oh, that boy's going to get some hits. He's going to get some hits once he puts that video up."
Yeah, of course.
It's because people love the behind the scenes of your team.
Yeah. Well, there's, especially when Khabib's around. If Khabib and DC were together, it's fireworks.
Oh yeah,
absolutely fireworks. But without DC, it's still fireworks. But with DC, it just adds more because DC instigates stuff too all the time.
He certainly does.
Yeah,
I just saw his interview. I saw his interview yesterday with Islam. It was pretty good, pretty back and forth. Of course, I think Islam's like, you need to get back in the gym and train, but that's usually what he's telling him. Like, hey, come on, man. I don't think DC wants any more of that.
No, DC likes his golfing and he likes his carbs. Enjoying And he loves coaching, and that's something that DC will probably do the rest of his life is coach wrestling. That's what his love is. That's what brought him to who he is today is the wrestling, and he's giving back to these kids what made him who he is. So big props to him for that. It takes a lot of dedication and a lot of love to do what he does for free. He's not really making any money out of his gym, and I know he's paying out of his pocket to send these kids to places to compete. I know he is. He's always that, and he probably always will.
What about so Usman? Is he with you guys, or is he still going to be training overseas and meeting you over there?
No, he's not going to be with us. It's too late to come with us anyways. He's going to be over there. Khabib and I will be there right after the fight. We're flying out to Dubai to be there for Usman's fight. So, which is kind of good too, because originally it was going to be, Usman's fight was going to be on the 17th of September. And then we're going to get on the flight that night to get to the 18th. So now it's much better because we're going to be in Los Angeles, the new Clipper Stadium for the whole week. We're going to be there for Islam and Umar's fight in Tahir. And then from there, the next day, we're going to take off to Dubai for Usman's fight. So it's perfect. And then after that, I'll be in Dubai probably, I don't know, anyway, 2, 3, 4 months. We'll see. I don't know for sure yet.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Well, it'll be good weather. Go there in the wintertime. So what do you think about Ilia Topuria giving up his belt, wanting to go up, and saying, you won't give me the fight, I'm going to come in my own way and take on some lightweight challengers?
I respect it. I respect it. He's coming in and he's not attacking family, religion, or this.
No.
I respect fighters that do that. I don't mind that. Even coaches that they come out, as long as you don't stay, don't stay. As long as you stay away from the family, religion, and country, whatever, everything's game. You want to come after the coach, whatever. You want to come after the fighters, whatever. Who cares? Do
Right.
it. Go ahead, do what you need to do. But he's keeping it very classy. He's coming after fighters, and there's zero wrong with what he's doing. And I admire him. I respect him. I think he's a great fighter. And and whatever he says, it's comical to me, but as a fighter, I take him very serious. He's a legit. He's legit. You can't do what he did and tell me he's not legit. Come on, he knocked out Alex and he knocked out, Max Holloway, who's never been knocked out. So give me a break. This guy's a stud, and he's got the best boxing, in my opinion, the best clear technical boxing in the business, in my opinion.
Definitely get that touch of death in his hand, right?
Yeah, I don't think I'm wrong. I think he's got the best boxing in the business, and he knows he's got a good fight IQ. He knows how to fight properly. He knows how to go to the ground when he needs to go to the ground. He knows how to take advantage of the situation when the situation arises. How he does with adversity, I think he's proven that too, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't see it, but somebody said somebody touched his chin one time and he was a little wobbly. Someone said that, and I could be wrong completely on that. So don't quote me on that, guys. Don't say I said that, because I didn't. I'm just saying I think I heard.
Now, have you heard about the new Conor fight?
No. Is he fighting now for sure?
It just came out. I guess he's going to box again, or there's a good chance he'll be boxing against the YouTube star's brother.
Oh yeah, like that's gonna be a bomb.
Yeah,
his brother hasn't won a freaking boxing match. Give me a break.
Yeah, so Logan Paul.
How's that gonna go? I
don't know. Maybe it's going to carry on all the controversy.
What's Logan Paul's fight record? They should do WWE.
Yeah,
they're great entertainers.
He's a great hugger. He hugged the hell out of that boxer.
A real fight, it's no good. Remember when Logan Paul went with Mayweather, right?
He hugged the shit out of him.
Yeah, and you gave props to Logan Paul for hanging in there and trying to kill Mayweather, but he was sloppy. He was very sloppy. At least Jake's very technical, got good boxing skills.
I would say Jake would be dangerous for him. Let's be honest.
No, Jake would not be a good thing for McGregor. No way.
There's two brothers. They're both athletic, but one's put in the time.
Jake's put in the time, and he's big, man, and he knows how to box. So that would be bad. But that's the fight I'd rather watch, but not with Logan. That's a zero interest for me as a fan of fighting. That's a spectacle. Okay. Do you want spectacle? No problem. You got two guys that know how to make spectacles of themselves. Like, Logan Paul is fantastic at WWE. That's why when I saw him in WWE, I said, man, that guy's made for that. He's charismatic. He knows how to act, but he's not a serious fighter. He's not. He doesn't train serious. He doesn't train like his brother. His brother's a serious fighter. He does not. He's a serious entertainer. So people want to be entertained. Yes, I think Logan Paul can deliver that. And he will fight. He's just not technically good.
Yeah, I guess the twist is let's see the second most person we want knocked out. Well, have we even been talking about him? Not really. He's got a big podcast. He's pretty famous. He's very successful, but it's just another, might as well be starting at ground zero with YouTube boxing. But Conor probably picked him because it probably favored him. And I guess people would like to see one of the brothers get knocked out.
Yeah, that could be. Look, listen, Logan Paul is very charismatic, very truthful guy, and I like him. But I'm not going to say he's a good boxer. He's not. I'm going to say he's a good fighter. He's not. But I will say he's a good athlete. Yes, he's a very good athlete. I see his attributes, but he just doesn't take fighting serious is all I'm saying. So when you don't take fighting serious, fighting doesn't produce the results you'd like.
Watch that match have like the biggest gloves you can have, the super hand pillows. Watch the rules on that one, right?
Yeah.
What's the by the way? By the way, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
Did you see Joaquin Buckley's victory over Colby Covington?
No. I didn't see it. I saw comments from Chael Sonnen and them talking about not bad for not having a training camp. So, I guess they didn't have a right training camp for this fight, or something must have happened to Colby, and he went and fought anyways. And I guess he didn't do well. I guess Dana said the stoppage was too early. They should have let it go. Something about his eyes getting all busted
up. It looked like he was going to lose an eyelid. His face was ripped up.
Yeah, I saw that. So, but I don't know. I didn't see the fight. I can't be a judge on something I didn't see. I can only go on what I hear. And I hear that from Chael Sonnen's side and Colby that they didn't do a training camp. They didn't really have a camp. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But I can believe it. I can 100% believe it, because there's some people that go and put themselves in a situation and they get injured, this and that. They don't get to train, and then they go fight. Like look at Gaji, our PFL, Nurmagomedov champion for the lightweight division. He had a broken hand. Okay, he was not training at all. He was not training at all, as far as proper, And then he goes and takes a cast, 2 weeks off before the fight, and he performs like $1 million. So I'm sure he did his cardio, but he wasn't able to grapple. You can't grapple with a cast in your hand properly, so, and you're definitely not hitting mitts, but he goes out there and he throws a hell of a fight, and then he wins the $1 million championship. So again, what I'm saying is, even though you might not have good training camps, sometimes people rise to the occasion and they look fantastic. And in this case, Colby didn't, I guess. I didn't see the fight, so I can't say how he looked. Maybe he was looking good, or maybe he got caught. I don't know.
I don't think he was looking too hot, and he was having trouble. I mean, that guy was so dynamic and muscular and strong, and like muscular meaning he was very resistant. Like it wasn't someone you're going to manhandle in wrestling. He was able to push you off even if you had pedigree above him in the grappling, because he was just strong. You try to take some guys down and they're like that bent steel that just springs back up. You don't get them down because they just have that power over you sometimes. That's what it looked like to me.
And then it is what it is. If that's the case, then that's the case. Colby is, I hate to say it, but I like listening to him, whether he wins, whether he loses. Is like, if he loses, there's an excuse, or I really won that fight. And he's entertaining. He's like a Chael Sonnen 2.0 to me. Chael knows how to make attention. So does Colby. But as far as fighting, I think they're both in that same league. That they're both great fighters, but they just couldn't quite get over the hump, And that's what I look at both of them. Great entertainers. As a fighter, great fighters, but just not champion fighters. When they maybe they could have, because they have the material to be champions, but they just didn't quite either get the opportunity, or something happened to them injury-wise or mental-wise that didn't allow them to perform the way they needed to. Because Chael had situations where, when he was fighting Anderson Silva, he was whooping up on Anderson, whooping up on him. It looked like he was going to win. All of a sudden, the last 5th round, I guess he didn't. You were winning till you didn't, So there you go. Yeah, so it happens, So Chael, you can't say was not a world class or not championship caliber. He was, but circumstances didn't prevent him from getting it. So I'm just saying the same thing about Kobe. He's definitely with championship material, but circumstances just have prevented him from accomplishing that goal. So honestly speaking, if he ever did accomplish it, that'd be pretty good. And to me, it's kind of like one of those never give up stages in your life until it's over. And I don't know if he's given up, but the guy is very charismatic, and I like what he does. All about America, make America strong. I like that because I'm American, and he's for our country, and I'm for our country. I wish things were different in our country, but regardless, I like what he does, and the interest of bringing Hulk Hogan was pretty cool. And again, like I said, people that are patriotic towards their country, I like that. I like that. I like that because
Me too.
should be. Yeah, like I don't necessarily like some of what's going on in our country, but I'm an American citizen and I love America, And I'm in Dubai too a lot. Don't get me wrong, and I love Dubai, but I'm not a Dubai citizen. I'm a American citizen. My country's here. But Dubai's like my second home, no doubt.
I get that. Let's see. And also, have you heard about Dana White guaranteeing Jones versus Aspinall?
Yeah, I did. And let's face it, Dana doesn't talk crap. Dana does not talk crap. Maybe he can't get things done that he says, but if he says that's what he wants to do, I believe that's what he's trying to do. I believe he's going to put his best effort to get it done, and I believe it can happen. If Dana says he can make it happen, then who else can make it happen? Dana. So let's see what happens. I mean, the fans win on that one if it happens because. I mean, this will be a true test for Jones, which I still favor Jones because of the experience and everything. But hey, it's one of those fights he could lose too. It's hard to say. Let's see if they put it together. But he's gonna have to put a lot of money on the table. This is gonna be a lot of money. It ain't gonna be now one of those Miocic type fights. It's gonna be a lot more than that.
What do you think was Islam's toughest fight in your opinion?
In my opinion, his toughest fight was Dustin. That was his toughest fight.
Dustin Poirier?
That was one of those gut wrenchers where you were in a fight. The first round was perfect. The second round was not so perfect. The third round was, and then the fourth round was for us. But man, that was his toughest fight in my opinion. Okay, he might feel different. He might say Alex, but for me, Alex's first fight with him, he was dominated Alex till the fifth round. He wasn't. That's where Alex did the most damage in that little bit that happened. From this one here, other than the first round, Dustin put up a fight, man. It was a fight. So this, to me, with Dustin and him, was the toughest fight he's had, and Dustin, hands down, Dustin for me.
The reason I asked that is because I was watching Islam interview, and basically, I think it was DC is asking him, "Oh, what did you think about this fight with Arman?" He's like, "Well, I didn't know anything about the guy, and he was extremely tough, but now I know what he can do, and I know what he does." So it's different for me. So what do you think about that from you being a fighter with that perspective? Let's say you've improved a lot and you had to go back and fight a guy that you fought before and it was close, but now you know what to do. How's that play for a fighter in the business?
Well, the good thing about those kind of fights is usually the fighter that wins the first match, it usually ends up winning the second match. And so it favors us. And the fact that they fought each other before and Arman's gotten better, but Islam's gotten better also. And like I said, Islam was sick the week before, so he wasn't 100% going to fight. And that's not using an excuse. I'm not trying to make that as an excuse. I'm just stating facts. He was sick, and he went and fought this fight, but he also underestimated Arman. Arman was a lot tougher. So that being said, we better expect to have the toughest Arman ever than previous, because if we do not do that, we could get in trouble because Arman is that good. He's that good. He can change the tide. He's got the right attitude. He's pushing out things with Adriano Martin that he's sparring with him. Like look what I'm doing. The whole sparring.
I'm with the one guy that caught
guy that
Islam like 13 fights ago or what? How many fights that was?
Like less than a minute type fight. There was nothing to gauge on that other than he got a good right hook in as Islam stepped in. Adriano hit him with the check right hook. And that was it. So there's really nothing to take from that fight. And from that point, Adriano didn't do very much after that. He lost most of the remainder of the fights, I believe, and then he got cut.
He rolled right on down the list. It was like loss. I saw that, yeah.
So he was out. So you can't. That's not. And then having Habib is in the corner. That's going to help motivate him. That's true. That's true. It does motivate people, but I think personally that's the wrong focus. It should be, I get to fight the champion. I'm going to focus on him. Forget Habib. Forget Javier. Forget any of my corners. It's me and that man. We're going to go at it, and I need to be prepared for him, because sometimes when you put your energy elsewhere, it ends up happening that your energy goes elsewhere. It doesn't go directly where it needed to go in the fight. So he needs to focus on that, and I believe his team has probably gotten him doing that, because they're a great team. American Top Team has been around a long time, and they've been producing nothing but great fighters, and they got great coaching staff, and their guy Dan Lambert is a class act, and they're nothing but good guys. I've zero but respect for all those guys over there.
No, it's pretty good respect. The only person that's like getting all the hype and stuff going, and we don't mind it, is Merab. And so keep it going, buddy. Let's get those pay-per-view numbers up.
Yeah, Merab's doing what he's doing, and it's all good, but unfortunately, Merab's not making any sense at what he's saying, because, it's like you want to fight guys that the UFC don't put in front of you. They're putting Umar in front of you. They're not putting, the guys you want. They're not putting O'Malley in front of you. They're not putting Figueroa, right? Figueroa?
Yeah.
They're not putting him, and they're not putting
Peter Yan
in front of you. So what's your complaint? Yeah, okay, fine. They're giving you Umar, but that's who they're giving you. So, take the fight or don't take the fight. But Umar, his deal is, I just want to fight. He's gonna fight. He's not gonna fight. The UFC promised me a fight. Give me my title. If you don't want the title, then don't defend the title. Give it up. Or Umar's thing is, if you don't want to give me the fight now, fine. Give me somebody else. I just want to fight. It's not against Merab. Merab to me is our greatest challenge, and he's a great fighter. But what's going on behind the scenes, I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I had my conspiracy theory that he's trying to build the fight bigger than it would initially be, and so he's a genius. Because if you look at all Merab's videos, they're very thought out. He does some really cool ass videos. So I'm thinking, is he playing this possum type thing just to build it? Who is this kid? This and that. Build a name. Oh, you're privileged. Oh, because you're Habib's cousin, you're getting this. Well, it isn't because he's Habib's cousin. It partially is, yes, but the fact of the matter is, he's 18-0. He's fantastic. He's 6-0 in the UFC. He's been told if he beats Sandhagen, he gets the title shot. So has nothing to do with being Habib's cousin that he got that. Does he get more attention? Because, yes. So is it his fault because he's Habib's cousin and Habib will be there? No. But he's a great fighter, and he's going to be the future bantamweight champion of the world. And we'll see. Let's see if I'm correct. I'm pretty sure I'm correct, but let's see what happens, But again, he deserves to be there because he's the one that got the contract, and he's the one that accepted. If it was O'Malley, then guess what? O'Malley deserved this. Peter Yan, then it's Peter Yan. And it's Figueroa, Then whatever. Whoever gets that contract, that's who's deserving of that title shot. You can't say no one's deserving. If the UFC gives it to you, you deserve it.
I see it as a good thing. I find it interesting because a lot of people think of Umar as a kickboxer because that's most of the film we get on him. But this is a guy that grew up wrestling with Khabib since he was a little kid. Like, how old was he when he started training with them and Father's Plan?
I have no idea. They're probably training. They were 5-6 years old. Who knows? But he was a kickboxer first, and he was a world champion kickboxer. Then he won the MMA. I don't know about world champion kickboxer, but he was an MMA world champion, amateur MMA world champion. So Umar was a kickboxer like his brother Usman. They know how to kickbox really, really well. But they got more into MMA as the years went on. But Umar's he's well-rounded in every area. He can strike. He can play jiu-jitsu. He can play wrestling. He can do it all. He's well-rounded. He is right in line, right behind Islam as far as being complete. He's not a champion yet. So once he's able to win the title, which I believe he will, then I'll be touting him as the most well-rounded bantamweight. But right now I can't say that because he hasn't won the title. So, but when that time comes, that's when I'll start touting him as pound for pound, probably the greatest bantamweight, of well-roundedness. You can't put him the greatest bantamweight when he went fight. Stupid. He has to win a lot more than that. but I can't say well-roundedness because he can do it all. He can wrestle, he can defense, he can jiu-jitsu, he can do it all. You name it, Umar can do it.
I think the fight against Sandhagen really showed that. We get to see him use some different tools, and that was nice to see. Wow, you get any others coming up in the next. You need 10 champions at once.
Usman's fight. After that, we go to Dubai for January 25th at the Coca-Cola Arena against Hughes. His last name is Hughes. I forgot.
Irish kid. Yeah.
Yeah. The guy. The what's his first name? I had his first name on my head, and I don't know why I forget.
I'll tell you.
It's Hughes. Hughes is his last name. Why can't I name? It's like
Paul Hughes.
Paul Hughes. There you go, Paul Hughes. Yeah, he's a very tough guy, very strong. He beat Antonio McKee, AJ McKee, so that's no joke. AJ McKee's a tough customer, so him beating AJ McKee means that we're in a fight. But hey, listen, I've said it before. Alex Shelby, I thought, was the third best guy in the whole world of all divisions. Usman got by him. So if I get Usman that I'm expecting, then we're going to be fine. But the thing of it is that I don't like, this will be the first time I haven't been with Usman in 4 years for a training camp. So me or Khabib. Khabib hasn't been there for a lot of his camps, but I've been for all his camps. I've been for all of them. So this will be the first time I only get to be in his corner, not the camp. So, but again, knowing how good he is and knowing how he's learned so much, and I think he's the heir apparent to be called one of the greatest, I believe. And time will tell if I'm correct, but so far everything he's shown is showing me that I'm correct on his ability and his talent. He's only 26, and he's this good right now. I mean, Alex Shelby was no joke, and that was a clear-cut victory for Usman. So a lot of people are sleeping on Usman, and they shouldn't, because this is he's a phenom. And again, a lot of people were somewhat, dismissing Umar a little bit, not many, but a few. But now, once this fight comes through, most people are going to realize that, this kid is the real deal, and he's going to prevail. You'll see, he'll prevail, and not going to be easy fight. There's no way it's going to be easy fight. I don't see how it's possible unless you catch him just right. But other than that, I see this as a back and forth war, nutrition, mental, everything, game plan. Everything's going to be thrown at this fight, to be able to decide the victor. It's not going to be one simple thing or another. It's going to be everything on this one. Just like the Islam fight with Arman, it's the same thing. It isn't going to be one way or another. We have to win in many different ways because Arman is so well-rounded that we have to beat him in every area. We can't just beat him one area. We got to beat him everywhere because he can do everything. So Arman is a very tough customer, and the fans are in for a treat. It's going to be one heck of a spectacle fight night for the semi-main and main. That most people are going to talk about those two fights in general, especially Merab and Umar, because Arman and Islam are being gentlemen, and Merab is going a little bat crazy, and I don't know if it's on purpose or he's really being truthful or not. Doesn't matter. I like what he's doing. It's creating great, and I love the way Umar is being truthful and honest about everything. And Umar saying, "I don't talk about your family. I don't talk about your religion or your country. I just talk about you. You hold the title. I want to fight you. I was given the contract, so I want to fight you."
He said, "What do you expect? You get the belt. Everybody wants to fight you.
Yeah.
Come on."
Yeah.
That's what happens when you get the belt. It's not like duck, duck, goose.
No,
Pick what you want, right?
You're the title. That's why I tell my guys, once they win the title, I go, now the real work's begun, because they're looking at me like, "What do you mean?" I go, "I just won the title." I go, "Yeah, but now everybody knows what you look like, and they're studying you. They're coming after you. So you better get better, because if you don't get better, that old version of you goes into that octagon. It's not going to be the kind of person that's going to have the great victory like you did the first time out, because the person that you're fighting is already working on those areas that he needs to improve on to get you. So you have to be sharper."
Well, I mean, Islam expressed in an interview that he felt he could finish Arman this time. So that'll be fun to watch if he can pull that off.
Well, let's see. Let's see. I mean, my job isn't to try to get him to finish. My job is to, have it in his mind that you're going 5 hard rounds. And if he gives us a finish, we'll take it. If he gives us a knockout, we'll take it. But let's not forget that you're there to be trained for 5 rounds. But I'll tell you what, just sparring yesterday was so spectacular. I've never seen him this sharp. Never seen him this sharp. He was so sharp yesterday. There's a reason why he's pound for pound #1. And yesterday, if you watched him spar, you'll go, okay, that's pound for pound
I
number one.
would see it because I filmed him so much. I would go, oh, it's a different movie. Huh.
He's special.
So I saw you had a new training partner. I guess he was a taekwondo. No, he was a kickboxing, a Dagestan kickboxing champion. And then he had an Olympic wrestling coach.
He was there. There's an Olympic silver medalist
Yeah.
who actually beat Kyle Dake, an American great Kyle Dake. He beat him 10-0 in wrestling dual competition, world competition, and he took a silver medalist, and then he lost to the Russian champion Satai. I don't know, I forget the name, but I don't know much of the wrestlers. But this guy, he's a beast. He's from Belarus. But he's Russian, but he wrestles for Belarus. He's a stud. And then Chanko, who's a two-time Muay Thai world champion, that Islam gets to spar. So Islam, bro, like when people talk about, oh, we have killers too, we said, man, it's like, okay, look at it this way. Okay, look at this lightweight division. Who holds the lightweight titles in the world of the major organizations without ONE FC? Who holds them? The ONE FL champion. Who is it? Team Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Yeah.
Okay. The Bellator champion. Who is that?
Team Khabib.
Okay. The UFC champion. Who is
Team
that?
Khabib. Yeah.
There you go. Those are 3 champions, but they have more champions. The Imam, the 145 PFL, he's with them, and then Movlid, who was the former PFL champion, and he's never lost. He's like 24, 25-0. And then you got Amaru, another beast that he's on his way a rise. So. Look, Team Khabib, I'm sorry, it's the #1 team in the world, and I'm fortunate to be with them. And, I'll be with them for life, whether I'm there as a coach or I'm just there, just to hang out, I'm a mentor, to Khabib more than I am anybody else, but I'm still there. That's still my team.
That's awesome. So you're liking this experience, a little more chill for you. How does it feel when they just they look up to you so much. They're like, they want to make you have the most chill experience, it seems.
Well, they always take good care of me, from Ali to everybody, Rizvan, they're all very good. And Ferdaz, those guys are fantastic with me. And the #1 guy that takes care of me better than anyone ever has in my whole entire life is Khabib.
Yeah.
I love him so much, and he takes care of me so well, and I have nothing to complain about. Only thing I have is loyalty towards my guys. That's it. And that's Team Khabib. And, I'm AKA, that's my gym. I'm loyal there, but my fighting loyalty is more Team Khabib.
What's going on with the Team AKA? Any updates? Are they fighting on some of that? Some of the under guys starting to fight on Gilbert Melendez's new thing, Fight Nights. Have you heard about that? He started with Scott Coker.
Yeah, I was just there. This last one, it was a great show. Fight Nights was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. I was there with Kane and my son Jeremy. We watched the show. Scott was there. Gilbert Melendez, Nate Diaz, Rampage was there. Ernie Reyes Sr. and Jr. and a bunch of other local and world celebrities were there attending. It was a great show. Really, really, really great show. Scott Coker is, that guy knows how to promote, and
he's handing the reins over to Gilbert.
Yeah, well, let's see where he ends up. It's Scott Coker. He's one of those guys that can easily go as big as he wants. Depends on what he wants. He has to decide what he wants to do. But when he does, it'll be big. Scott Coker doesn't do anything small. So Fight Nights is not, in my opinion, some.
Oh, you paused for a second. Oh, there you are. Here, you're still there. Someone probably texted you. But
Yes,
I was going to ask you, so how would you compare Fight Nights? What was it like? Like a King of the Cage level or better, or like a mini Strike Force?
Much better King of the Cage. No, much higher.
Like Strike Force?
That
was bigger.
No, high Strike Force. That's even higher level too. That as high level as you can get, like a feeder higher level. Like the guys from here, the guys who are the main events from here, some of the fighters there could fight in the UFC. That's some of these guys, not all of them, but some of these guys. So that kind of quality is what they have. They have some really good quality.
The Strike Force was unique because 3 or 4 champions from your gym were just hiding out over there. You know, they came over to the UFC. By the way, we're not secondary, right?
Yeah.
DC, oh my gosh, Kane was there, and you had so many people come from there.
Tyron Woodley, you know, I mean, Nate Diaz, or was it Nick Diaz? Nick Diaz, quite a few of those guys. I don't remember. Ronda Rousey, Misha Tate. I mean, you name it. You know, they had Yo Romero, Machida. I mean, come on, the whatchamacallit, the Overeem, Alistair Overeem. You know, I mean, Strikeforce had so much. You know, so much talent. I'm forgetting the majority of them, to be honest with you. Vanderlei Silva was with them too. You know, they had a lot. They had a lot. Strikeforce had a lot.
So it's kind of like a high school reunion for you. Go to this fight night, see Scott and everybody that started, that's been around for the last 20 years. Kind of nice.
Yeah.
You know, That's awesome. So what are you going to do the rest of your time? Just show up for practice or come in when you're needed?
No, I have to be there every day. You know, we're there 2 times a day. Today, actually, I'm not. They're playing paddle ball, so they're all going to play paddle, and probably Khabib's going to win. He knows how to beat everybody. He's really good at paddle ball, I guess.
And Padel, the one in the room. Yeah,
I'm not gonna. I'd rather just go hang out with friends here in Vegas or go work out rather than do that.
Yeah, you're happy. So how's it feel to be back in the States after so long?
I mean, I miss Dubai. We're in Vegas, but I miss Dubai. Let's put it that way.
Hey, man, that's a trick question. I knew what the answer was. I don't know. Vegas is cool, but I only
Home
need
is where
so
my
much time.
family's at, but Dubai is where my heart's at.
Yeah. Well, that's good, Hav. Anything else to put out there? I'm sure you'll probably be popping up. You'll be hearing from the Schmo and his wife. They'll be probably hitting you up here soon. I'm sure about that.
Oh, eventually, you know, they're great friends of mine, you know, and yeah, eventually I'll talk to them. Yeah.
That's awesome. Anything else coming up, Hav?
No, that's it. Just hanging that. That's it.
Well, that's awesome. Well, thank you, everybody. Like and subscribe. Leave any comments you like. Thank you for all the comments and the positive feedback you gave. A lot of compliments for you in the last video. A lot of like respect if you just read the comments on the last video we had. But like and subscribe, and thanks for joining us today.